All right, everyone, let's dive into today's topic: how to make decisions. You know, making decisions can feel overwhelming sometimes, right? I mean, it's like standing in front of an ice cream shop with 100 flavors and you can only pick one. But trust me, there are ways to simplify the process and feel more confident in your choices.
Oh, wow. I can totally relate to that. Like, when you have a birthday party and there are so many flavors, it's just too much. So, how do we even start making a decision?
Great question. A good first step is to gather information. Think of it like doing research before buying a car. You wouldn't just walk into a dealership and pick the first one that catches your eye, right? You'd check out different models, reviews, maybe even take a test drive or two.
Yeah, that makes sense. So like, you gather the information first? What's after that?
Definitely. After gathering info, I often make a pros and cons list. It's a super useful technique. Just think about it. Having that clear visual can really help you see things objectively. Imagine you're trying to decide whether to move to a new city for a job. Listing out benefits like better pay and new experiences against drawbacks like leaving friends behind makes it clearer.
Oh, okay. So, would you say that writing things down helps? Like, I've heard people say that.
Absolutely. Writing things down engages your mind differently. It can be cathartic too. Sometimes, just seeing things on paper can illuminate aspects of the decision you hadn't even considered. But remember, I also believe in trusting your intuition.
Wait. Trusting your gut? Like, is it okay to just go with your feelings sometimes? Isn't that risky?
Great point. It can be risky, but a good strategy is to blend your intuition with rational thinking. For instance, if you have a gut feeling about a job opportunity, but the logical side says, the pay is lower, maybe you need to ask yourself, what do I really value here? Career growth or immediate salary?
Whoa, that's really insightful. So when you feel pressured, how do you keep calm and make the right choice?
It's all about pausing. If pressure is high, take a step back. Think about it like cooking. You wouldn't rush a 3-course meal, right? Are you picturing that?
Haha, yes. Otherwise, it's like just throwing ingredients together and hoping for the best. So, what kinds of long-term goals do you consider before making a decision then?
Well, consider what you want for your future. For example, if you love working with kids, choosing a career in education aligns with that passion. It's about personal values. Sometimes, if I'm unsure, I'll ask trusted friends for their perspectives. That can offer clarity.
Okay. And what about like making a decision too quickly? I mean, I've definitely done that.
Yes! Impulse decisions can lead to regrets. I remember once rushing into a job offer because it sounded exciting but realized later that it wasn't a good fit for my values. It's important to pause and think when you feel that rush.
Oh no, that's such a big deal. So, are there signs that help you know it's time to decide?
Great question. I often ask myself reflective questions like, am I at a crossroad? What happens if I don't decide now? It forces you to confront the reality of your situation and can lead to a more concrete choice.
Wow, this is so helpful. So like, any tips for those moments of indecision?
One trick is to set deadlines for yourself. It's amazing how a deadline can push you to actually decide. Just picture it, like training for a marathon. You need a race day, right? Otherwise, you might just keep prolonging it.
Ha! Yes. Or I'd just keep procrastinating. So, if you decide and it doesn't feel right later, how do you deal with that?
First, remember, it's part of the learning process. Reflection is key. And acknowledge your feelings. Everyone makes mistakes. Learn from them. And use that knowledge for future decisions.
This has been super enlightening. So, before we wrap up, can you just give us one last tip on making decisions effectively?
Sure. My parting advice would be to always align your decisions with your core values. When your choices reflect what's truly important to you, those decisions will feel right, even if they're hard.
I love that. Thanks so much for all this input. It really makes me feel more confident about stepping up my decision-making game.
Absolutely. And remember, folks, decision-making is a skill that can be honed over time. Thanks for joining us today. And don't forget to subscribe for more enlightening discussions. Until next time.